We now swiftly move on to the seminar, which will be presided by our guest of honor, Reverend Swami Balabhadranandaji Maharaj, who's the Assistant General Secretary of Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission from the headquarters of Belur Math, India. He will be presiding over this seminar, the theme of which is human excellence, unity in diversity, universal tolerance, harmony and peace. Other guest of honors joining us on stage are Councillor Samata Khatun, the Mayor of Camden, so the very borough in which we are here today. If you could come onto stage, please, thank you. Mr. Virendra Sharma, if I could invite you onto stage, please, former MP, House of Commons, London. Mr. Leon Silver, the President of the East London Synagogue. Mr. Gary Thompson, journalist and writer. Thank you for joining us today. Mr. David Russell, the UK Coordinator of Survivors Fund. Do we have David Russell here with us? Oh, okay. And Dr. Monica Sen from the University of London. So I'm going to now hand over the microphone to Udoida to say a few words about this seminar. Thank you.
Yet another important seminar for this afternoon. Human excellence, unity in diversity, universal tolerance, harmony and peace. Being presided over by revered Swami Balabhadranandaji Maharaj. The first speaker in this seminar is Dr. Monica Sen. I think she is the youngest speaker this afternoon. Monica Sen has done her PhD in immunology. She works for the University of London, and her work is mainly focused on the research of immunology and stem cell research. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Monica Sen.
Namaskar and good afternoon, everyone. I'm truly honored to be here today to celebrate Swami Vivekananda's legacy and the 30th year of the Vivekananda Human Center. I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Ram Uncle and his team for their tireless dedication to the organization. Today, I'd like to share my experiences volunteering at the Vivekananda Human Center. As a volunteer at the center, I have witnessed firsthand the transformative power of his philosophy in action. Founded in 1994, the Vivekananda Human Center draws inspiration from the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, a Hindu monk and philosopher who advocated for interfaith dialogue and universal tolerance. The center believes in the inherent potential within each human being and strives to create freedom and peace where people from all backgrounds can come together and share knowledge and experiences. The Vivekananda Human Center fosters an environment where people of all faiths, ages, and ethnicities can unite and have meaningful conversations to celebrate their shared humanity. My journey at the center began when I was 6 years old. My sister and I recited Swami Vivekananda's teachings and spoke about his life as a monk, philosopher, and teacher. Reciting Vivekananda's life taught me how he wasn't just a spiritual leader. He was a champion for human potential. He believed in the inherent divinity within each individual, regardless of religion, race, or social class. Swamiji was a strong advocate for gender equality and described that the best thermometer to progress of a nation is its treatment of its women. Volunteering at the Vivekananda Human Center has not only allowed me to give back to the community, but it has also helped me develop valuable skills like communication and teamwork. It has also fostered a deep sense of empathy and understanding for people from all walks of life. Swamiji has also taught me that small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect that can create waves of positive change. Swamiji taught me the importance of education, and he believed, and I quote, "Experience is the only teacher we have. We may talk and reason all our lives, but we shall not understand a word of truth until we experience it ourselves." The Vivekananda Human Centre is more than just a place. It's a community. Now, if you're looking to make a difference, I encourage you to get involved. Whether you're interested in volunteering, donating, or simply learning more about Swami Vivekananda's teachings, there's a place for you here. Now, today's function includes a full show with interesting talks by distinguished guests, dances, and music. So I will leave you with his core message, which was simple yet powerful. We rise by lifting others. Vivekananda's vision wasn't just for individuals, it was for a universal society. He encouraged nations to work together to promote tolerance and understanding. In today's modern world, divided by conflict and inequality, Vivekananda's message of unity, tolerance, and service is more relevant than ever. Together, we can embrace the power within ourselves, support those in need, and create a future where we unite so that humanity thrives. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of the program.
Short, simple, and enlightening. Experience is the greatest teacher of life, said Dr. Monica Shen, quoting Swamiji. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Gary Thompson, an eminent journalist and writer. Mr. Gary Thompson.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's an honour and a pleasure to be asked to share a few words with you today at this wonderful event to celebrate 30 years of the Vivekananda Human Centre. I've lived all my adult life in London, and during that time I've worked as a journalist, contributing to many different newspapers and magazines over the years. So my work has therefore brought me into contact with many different people from all walks of life and all different backgrounds, including many different religions, faiths and creeds. However, as a child, I grew up in a small town located halfway between London and Cambridge, where I originally attended a Church of England school. So back then, I knew very little about other faiths or religions, and I certainly had not heard of Swami Vivekananda. In fact, it wasn't until through my work in later life, when I met my good friend Ram Sahar, the organiser and founder of the Swami Vivekananda Human Centre, that I first heard about Vivekananda and his teachings. Ram told me about how this charismatic spiritual leader had captivated audiences around the world with his speeches, including memorable addresses in London and Chicago, where huge crowds of people from all walks of life flocked to hear what he had to say, including royalty, the great and good, and many ordinary people. And his message, as we've heard so eloquently already today, is built around tolerance, truth, religious harmony, and universal respect for all people. Now, as a journalist, I know just how powerful words can be, and great thinkers like Swami Vivekananda have always shaped history with their insightful language. Intrigued by this, I subsequently became fascinated by the text of some of the Swami's great speeches. So whilst I do not pretend in any way to be a scholar of Vivekananda, I believe his many lectures are amongst the most powerful ever to have been delivered in any language. So what does his message mean today? Well, we heard very eloquently earlier, particularly from the young people from the universities about that. But sadly today, the world has reached a point where once again peace is at risk in many parts of the world, and there's war and division in many parts of the world. And I believe that we can learn a great deal from Swami Vivekananda's wise words. An example of his oratory at its most powerful is contained in the following passage from an address that Vivekananda made at the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago in 1893, which again the young people and others have referred to already at this event. He spoke about many things then, as we've already heard. But one of the things he did was he spoke to denounce bigotry and division, which are obviously the opposite of tolerance and unity. And he told the audience, sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant fanaticism have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often, and often with human blood, destroying civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. Now, those are very, very powerful words indeed. Swami also said on that day he was proud to belong to a creed that taught universal unity and acceptance in the pursuit of religious harmony. He championed not only toleration, truth and respect for all people, but again, as we've already heard today, he respected and believed that all of the great religions of the world are true. In this respect, he said that the great religions of the world are like mighty rivers that begin in different mountains, but all flow towards the same ocean. So what I think he's saying there is it's our shared values that bind us. And certainly I personally find many similarities between Vivekananda's teachings and those core values that I was taught in a church school as a child. As I say, we find ourselves in difficult times today, and Vivekananda's message is undoubtedly just as important as it was in 1893. So I think it is for this reason that we should celebrate as humanity what we share in common rather than think about our differences. Thank you.
In a world besotted with hatred and conflict, Swamiji's message today are as relevant as they were in 1893. Thank you very much, Mr. Gary Thompson, for your enlightening speech. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is no stranger to Vivekananda Human Center. Whether it's a small event or a big one, he is always with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to call upon Mr. Leon Silver, the President of the East London Synagogue. Mr. Leon Silver.
Thank you very much. It is always a great privilege and an honor for me to speak at these events. And I thank all of you, and I thank Ram in particular, for making me part of this wonderful occasion, and also year after year. Some of you are probably sick of the sight and sound of me by now. I've known Ram now for well over 20 years. We have been friends. Ram is my colleague on Tower Hamlets Interfaith Forum. We are colleagues also on Tower Hamlets Standing Advisory Council for Religious Education, SACRE, and we've also been on various liaison committees with the local police, which seem to come and go. Tower Hamlets Interfaith Forum isn't a typical interfaith forum like you get elsewhere, where you have people representing the different religions, often, the people who are running the various houses of worship. And they get together to exchange views on religion. It's religious discussions and learning about the different beliefs. Tower Hamlets Interfaith Forum isn't like that. Because of the nature of Tower Hamlets, a very large inner London borough with a very diverse community, our interfaith forum is where we get together and the representatives of the various communities discuss issues that bother us, things that aren't working well in Tower Hamlets. So we work together to improve things, to highlight these things. We have guest speakers who don't give us talks on religion. We have guest speakers from the National Health Service or from, I don't remember if it was literally, but from something like Help the Aged, from all these various kind of things, so that it makes our community more wholesome and more workable. But what it does, above all, is we all get to know each other. And we all know what a difficult time it is in the world right now. But in Tower Hamlets, I can't say there are no difficulties. That, human beings are human beings. And there will always be some problems. But generally speaking, and certainly at the higher echelons, we get on very, very well. There is enormous understanding and friendship, and there are bonds of love. And what Ram does, representing the Vivekananda Center and the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, he contributes, he is the Hindu contribution to the diversity and the cohesion of Tower Hamlets. And if he did that alone, he would be praiseworthy. Aside from all the amazing work he has done in being, as far as I can tell, certainly one of the major figures, a major organizer of the Vivekananda Center. The other thing I notice, both from the teachings of Vivekananda, of Swami Vivekananda, and also from just interfaith work generally, is what's often pointed out but is largely ignored, and that is how much all the major faiths have in common. Now, people speak these days of the Abrahamic faith, which is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And it is true, our religions are connected. Judaism is by far the oldest. I would always say the other two couldn't have existed without Judaism first. But Hinduism is not an Abrahamic faith. It comes from a different culture. And yet, when I read the words of Swami Vivekananda, when I read other things, I have dipped into the Bhagavad Gita and other things. I don't claim any expertise. But so many of the principles and the ethics, the caring for each other, the importance of love and friendship, a lack of judgmentalism, of seeing the humanity in everybody, and this idea that is present in Judaism also, every human being has a spark of the divine. In Judaism, we do not believe, as in Christianity, that we are born into a state of original sin. We believe we are born into a state of original virtue. It is our duty as human beings to cultivate that spark of divine to make ourselves holy. The word in Hebrew for repentance from sin, teshuvah, is the same word for to return. When we repent of our sins and we strive to do better, to become spiritual, to be good human beings, to be caring, to love others, we are returning to what we are at essence. We are basically good, but we deviate. And the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, to me, are in their separate cultural form, are identical to the ethics and values that we find in the Abrahamic faiths as well, certainly in Judaism. The great Rabbi Hillel, who lived in the Roman period, was asked by 3 pagans, please teach us Judaism. We are so willing to learn, we'll stand on 1 foot while you teach us. And Hillel said, that which is hateful to others, do not do. No, sorry, I've got that wrong. That which is hateful unto you, do not do unto others. This is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. Now go and learn. In other words, there is more to learn, but that is the essence. So I have never spoken, I don't think ever, at one of these meetings, one of these events, where I haven't pointed out, and this is something that is a fact of history and something you should be proud of, that India is the only country that I know of that has never persecuted its Jewish community, ever. And finally, I would just say to Shahita that the pronunciation of the Jewish pastry is rugelach. So thank you so much. As always, it's been an honor and it's an emotional experience for me to be here, to speak to you like this. May God, our God, whichever God you believe in, ultimately it's the same. May God bless you all, and long may the Vivekananda Festival Centre flourish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leon Silva. He said, every religion has the sparkle of the divine. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, and we have great pleasure to have her with us on this August occasion, is the Mayor of the London Borough of Camden, Councillor Samata Khatun.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we're nearly 5:48. It's not good evening yet, so I'm okay. And namaste. Those who are not from Camden, I would like to say welcome to Camden. It is indeed a beautiful borough. My name is Councillor Samata Khatun, the Mayor of Camden, and it is an honor and privilege to join you today for the 2024 Vivekananda Festival here at the British Library. I am also a councillor for St Pancras and Somerstown Ward, so British Library is in my ward, so I'm representing two hats as a mayor and ward councillor. What an extraordinary achievement, 30 years of your service. Congratulations to the Vivekananda Human Centre for your remarkable work and your strong connection with the royal family and all the former and present Prime Minister. I must say, Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister's constituency is this. So you're in the right constituency. What a fantastic performance by our younger generation. As Ram mentioned, the youth are the future of our community, and it is Vivekananda's visions. I must say, the powerful speech all of them gave here is truly inspiring for me. I have learned something today, and as one of our presenter mentioned, future is bright. Yes, definitely future is bright, and I would also like to say there are future leaders. Thank you. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Vivekananda Human Centre for organizing this important event in Camden and for your efforts in promoting Swami Vivekananda's timeless message of human excellency, unity, diversity, universal tolerance, harmony, and peace. In a world that sometimes feels divided, his message of unity and harmony through mutual respect and understanding. This festival beautifully reflects those values, as it brings together people from all faiths and backgrounds and unite us. The work you do at the Vivekananda Human Centre brings people of all faiths together in harmony. Is something we truly value and support in Camden. Camden holds a special place in my heart. It is not just a place I call home, but a vibrant community. Our diversity is one of our greatest strengths, and we are committed to honoring and celebrating the contribution of all of our communities in Camden and beyond. Our ambition is to create a strong, sustainable, and inclusive community where every resident has the opportunity to thrive. Through this initiative, like our Faith Forum, we are ensured that the voices of all faith communities are both heard and supported. As a mayor of Camden, I have witnessed firsthand the importance of interfaith work in partnership within Camden and beyond. I would like to thank Ram and his team for the incredible effort over the years. It is truly commendable. And young people's involvement, thank you to all of your dedications. You all make us really proud today. So finally, before I end, huge congratulations to all of you again. Thank you to everyone who came here from different parts of London. We are grateful for your presence here, and we want to make sure that we support your organization, and hopefully, as a mayor, I will take your initiative, your work, and try to promote this within Camden and beyond. And keep up the good work. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Samata Khatun, Mayor of the London Borough of Camden, for your encouraging words of support. I think we should all agree that we are all blessed to have with us this afternoon. As the Mayor was saying, we're still in the afternoon. Revered Swami Balabhadranandaji Maharaj, the Assistant General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mott and Ramakrishna Mission, Headquarters, Belur Mott, India, while we are celebrating the 30 years of Vivekananda Human Center, who is presiding over this seminar this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together for revered Swami Balabhadranandaji Maharaj. Swamiji.
Good evening to everybody. Thanks to all representing the Vivekananda Humanistic Center, especially Sri Ramchandra Saha, who has been requesting me for the past 5 or 6 years for coming here and participate in this program. My regards to Swami Sarvasthanandaji, Madhuranandaji, and all the dignitaries present on the dais as well as in the audience. Along with the 30th anniversary of Vivekananda Human Center, we are perhaps also observing our first 131st anniversary of the world's first Parliament of Religions, which took place in Chicago in 1893. The Parliament of Religions started on 11 September and continued till 27 September. Many of us know that Swamiji gave only one lecture, which he began by addressing the audience as sisters and brothers of America. But it is not so. How many speeches Swamiji had to give is not yet recorded correctly, because from the day of the first speech he delivered, he became the star of the Parliament. So beyond schedule also he has to give many a lecture. It has so happened that Swamiji would generally try to attend speeches of other speakers also, other sessions also, where he was not to speak. So one day, and the parliamentary religions continued sometimes till 9 o'clock in the evening. So one day, Swamiji was a little feverish, and Swamiji attended the session that was going on. He was not to speak. And the arrangement was such that the speaker will speak, and the delegates who are invited, they will also sit at one side of the dais. So Swamiji reached there. The session was in progress. Seeing Swamiji, everybody stood up and started saying that you have to give a speech. And then Swamiji, that day also Swamiji gave a speech. So, if you go to the website of Parliament of World's Religions, when the world was celebrating the centenary of first Parliament of Religions, in America, one organization was formed. In 1990, one organization was formed. It was named Parliament of World's Religions. That parliament has World's Parliament of Religions, and they did a little change in the name, Parliament of World's, POWR, Parliaments of World's Religions. They have a website, www.parliamentofworldsreligions.com. If you go there, when they're talking about, when they're mentioning about the first Parliament of Religions, they are mentioning out of about 170 speakers attended, representing various religions. So out of these 170 or 71 speakers, they have mentioned only Swami Vivekananda. A Hindu monk enthralled the audience by addressing them as sisters and brothers of America. He introduced Hinduism in the West. Now it is worldwide accepted that inter-religious dialogue was initiated from that Parliament of Religions. So this was the effect of Swami Vivekananda's speeches. Swamiji's main speech was on Hinduism, paper on Hinduism. 11 September, what he said was response to the welcome. Everybody, every delegate has to give a response to the welcome. And Swamiji's main paper was the paper on Hinduism. He was enrolled as a representative of Hinduism. And in every speech, whereas other speakers spoke about their respective religions, Swamiji spoke of the religious harmony, the essence of all religions. And when he spoke on Hinduism, though regarding Hinduism also, he did not deal with different sects of Hinduism, but the common basis of different sects, common basis that underline every sect of Hinduism. So this is unique. This is a unique contribution of Swami Vivekananda to Hinduism, that he found the common basis of various sects of Hinduism. And these common bases are such that if you omit any one of those sects, suppose you add a sect to Hinduism omitting one of those common bases, then it will not be a sect of Hinduism. But if you retain all those common bases and add something more that does not contradict those common bases, then that will be another sect in Hinduism. Hinduism always welcome various sects, because by that more freedom is granted. Human beings are different in nature. Just as we look different, our inner world, the mind and propensities, our attitude to spirituality also is different, bound to be different, because difference is natural. So that difference has been honored in Hinduism. So Swamiji, when he talked on Hinduism, on that day he had to talk on Hinduism only, not on the common truths of that underlie all religions. That day also, Swamiji placed before the audience the common basis of Hinduism and ended in an idea of, in a conception of universal religion. So that is the uniqueness of Swamiji. Here we find that the theme of the seminar today is human excellence, unity in diversity, universal tolerance. In the Chicago Parliament of Religions, Swamiji talked of universal tolerance, but not only universal tolerance. He talked of acceptance and he talked of assimilation also. In the very first speech, he said, we not only tolerate other religions, but accept all religions as true. Because toleration is good, surely, better than intolerance, surely, but tolerance is not all proof. tolerance smacks of a sense of hidden sense of superiority. I know you are inferior to me, but I am very generous. I am peace-loving person, so I tolerate you. I let you live with me, but at heart, I know that you are inferior to me. So it is not foolproof. When it will be necessary, my tolerance will take the form of intolerance, because I know you are inferior to me. So Swamiji said, not only tolerance, we accept all religions as true. And Swamiji did not preach from there, from the forum of parliamentary, not only acceptance also. Swamiji talked of assimilation. That is a new idea. This is not stressed very much. In the last speech, the final speech, Swamiji said, Christian is not to become a Hindu or a Muslim. Or a Muslim is not to be a Hindu or a Christian. Or a Hindu is not to be a Christian or a Muslim. Each has to grow following his own line of growth and assimilate the good qualities in others also. This is Swamiji's message, assimilation. Generally, cultural assimilation is natural, that takes place naturally. And assimilation is natural to human nature, human society. In this globalized world, we assimilate. In this Swamiji preached for this globalized world. He could foresee this globalized modern age. So in the globalized world, I cannot but be influenced by others. Probably I cannot but remain influencing others also. So assimilation is very natural between various cultures. But when assimilation goes to take place between religion, sometimes religious dogmatics, they have put effort against it. Unnatural effort against natural assimilation. The Swamiji talked of natural assimilation between the religions also. We must not be very much sensitive that if I accept a good things from other religion, I will lose my religion. So this mental, prejudice, Swamiji wanted us to forsake. Swamiji, 27 September, in that final speech, he said, after the parliament was over, Swamiji stayed in Chicago and in and around Chicago, especially in the cities around Chicago. Swamiji gave many more speeches. There he talked clearly, more pointedly and specifically of assimilation. He said, by addressing Christians, the Christians will do well if they assimilate the good things from other religions also. Because a single religion cannot contain all the good things. So this opening up of attitude in the religious world, that Swamiji wanted. Anyway, so Swamiji's message was not of only universal tolerance. Swamiji's message was acceptance and assimilation. And unity in diversity. Unity in diversity is an eternal truth, is a fact of life, and also an eternal truth. Fact of life means, suppose mankind, unity. We are all one as man, human beings. Then diversity is there, men, women is there. We are all one as male folks. Then there are diversity, so many kinds of male folks also. So unity as well as diversity, we have to take both together. That is why it is nowadays says that we want to accept unity without uniformity. Without uniformity means, Swami Vivekananda says, that if everybody will uniform, everybody will think in the same manner, everybody will deal with the problem in the same manner, everybody will think, meditate in the same manner, then we will be some mummies of the Egypt. So that cannot be, diversity should be very natural. And that is why it is said, the unity without uniformity and diversity without fragmentation. Diverse, but at heart we are united. We are united, but without uniformity. We are diverse. And diverse without any division from heart. But this truth, unity in diversity, our sages, they discovered within the innermost recess of their soul. Spiritually, it is true. Spiritually, it is true that one soul is there, one spirit is there, one God is there, and that one God has expressed himself in various forms. One truth, one spiritual truth has expressed it in various forms. So unity in diversity, its real basis is actually spirituality, spiritual truth. Then human excellence. How you should, how you should shape your life so that you can think that as a human being, you have attained the stage of excellence. How? Swamiji, regarding Swamiji, two of Swamiji's women disciples, one was Sister Christine, and another was Josephine MacLeod. There are other women disciples also there. So when Josephine MacLeod was asked to describe Swamiji in one word or one sentence, Josephine MacLeod said, he was strength personified. And when Sister Christine was asked to explain Swamiji in one sentence or one word, Sister Christine said, he was love personified. So when you have both, you are strong as strength itself, as well as you are full of love. When the strength and love simultaneously present in you, and at the same time you are very practical as well as philosophical, then you can say that you have attained human excellence. As a human being, you have reached a stage when you can say that you have reached the top. So all these things are possible if you have a spiritual mooring of your life. Spiritual mooring of your life. As Swamiji says, as Sarvasthanandaji says, that all the positive things of various civilization, all the positive things of the past are to be united with all the positive things of the modern world. Swamiji once, he was talking with Sister Nivedita. So Sister Nivedita asked him, that was when Swamiji is coming to the West for the second time. In ship they are talking, and Sister Nivedita also was accompanying Swamiji. So ship has come near Eden. So Sister Nivedita asked Swamiji, what is your idea of the present reform movements that are going on in India? Swamiji first did not want to enter into this topic. Then in the afternoon, he himself entered into the topic. He said that you are asking me what is my idea of the current reform movements in India. I disagree with all the reforms that is going on in India. Because to remove the superstitions of India, they are bringing new superstition. They have not understood Indian life. Suppose they have gone to some other country, and some society has caught their fancy, and they are trying to impose that idea on our Indian society. Then Swamiji said this, what Sarvasthanji said, that my plan, do you know what is my plan for the real progress of India, real rejuvenation of India? And that those Swamiji, whatever Swamiji has said, something he has, some of his sayings are addressed to India in Indian context, some of his sayings are addressed to the West in Western context, some of his sayings are to people in general. But all of his exhortations, be it addressed to India or to the Western audience, have universal values, universal relevance. So this also has a universal relevance, what Swamiji said. I want to reinforce the strong points of the past age with the strong points of the present. All the good things of the past, that I will retain, and along with that all the modernity I will add. And when Swamiji says that all the strong points of past, then Swamiji again and again comes to spirituality, the Vedic spirituality. Sarvasthanandaji was again and again talking of Indian spirituality. We can ask the question, why are you talking of, you can ask us also, I will also say, Indian spirituality. Swamiji wanted this Indian spirituality to influence the entire world. It is a very pertinent question. Swamiji is a universal person. then why you are talking of Indian spirituality he wanted? Indian spirituality, this part of Indian spirituality is needed. This part of Indian spirituality is needed means, you see, in the very psyche of Indian religion, it is there that the same spiritual truth is expressed through various godheads. That is why we worship Shiva also, we worship Krishna also, we worship Ramchandra as an incarnation. We don't say that that is the last prophet. We do not say that that is the first prophet and last prophet. We know that Ramchandra has come again in the form of Krishna. We accept that same God or spiritual principle has come as Ram. Same spiritual principle has come as Krishna. Same spiritual principle I worship as Ganesh. Same spiritual principle has come as Sri Ramakrishna. Same spiritual principle has come in other ages in the form of Christ and Muhammad. That is why what is possible? What is possible? This element of Indian spirituality, the acceptance. That is why Swamiji not only tolerate, I am a Christian, I am a Hindu. From my heart I know that that religion is not at par with my religion. But nowadays, modern age, people does not like globalized world, we cannot quarrel. So I tolerate. I tolerate. At heart I know I am superior, my religion is superior. This is not Swamiji's ideas. This is not Indian. This is Indian spirituality that from heart I accept all religion as true, because I know same Godhead. That is why you will find in Hindu household that even the photo of Christ is there. Illiterate, not much educated, young woman in village, he has put Sri Krishna, he has put Ramakrishna, he has put Christ also. She has no village woman, she has no inhibition, she has no hesitation. To her, everything is sacred. This is Indian spirituality. This part of Indian spirituality, that harmony, acceptance of all religions, that Swami Vivekananda preached in the World Parliament of Religion. And this is, on the basis of this spirituality only, the future society can be formed in a nice way, in a perfect way. Swamiji says that when Swamiji talks of truth, he means this eternal spirituality. The criteria of eternal spirituality is that all the good qualities, love, forbearance, spirit of service, at the same time acceptance of all religions to be true. Swamiji says, the truth does not pay homage to any society. Society has to pay homage to truth. When he talks of truth, truth means eternal spiritual principle. Swamiji said, life is spiritual only. Our life should be, each individual life should be rooted in the eternal principle. That is why everyone has to be spiritual. Why have to be spiritual? Spirituality, you can say, why should I be religious? Because that is the truth. If you do not accept that, you are denying the truth. Denying the truth means you are denying yourself, because that truth is yourself. This is the discovery of our sages. That spiritual principle that is there in me. So Swamiji says that society, truth does not pay homage to any society. Society has to pay homage to truth. That society is the greatest, where the highest truths are made practical. Swamiji said, religion is the lifeblood of India. Swamiji wanted that spirituality, religion means in the sense we understand, not organized religion. Swamiji did not like that we will be always confined. Whatever harm of religion we see, that has come from organized religion only. Whatever harm we find that has crept in spirituality, that has come from organized religion only. So that is why nowadays many people say that we are not religious but we are spiritual. Many people nowadays say also this, that we believe in godless religion. Why godless religion? There is so much diversity between the concept of God in various sects, various religion. So spirituality, truth means eternal spirituality. So religion is the lifeblood of India. Swamiji says spirituality should be the lifeblood of future society also. Swamiji one day, once Sister Nivedita, from this London itself, Sister Nivedita asked Swamiji It is in London, Sister Nivedita, first Margaret Noble, born in Ireland, but he was brought up in England. So it is here that Swamiji met, Margaret met sister, Margaret met Swamiji. So Margaret once asked Swamiji, what is your aim of life? Swamiji replied that, that my mission, my aim of life can be put in these two sentences. Very briefly put, my aim of life is this: to preach unto mankind their inherent divinity and to show them how to manifest that divinity at every step of life. Swamiji said, to preach unto mankind their inherent divinity and to show how to manifest that divinity at every step of life. This divinity means that truth, spiritual truth. Everybody, each one of us carried God. Each person is carrying God within our heart. That is there. So in whatever form you like to describe God, each soul is potentially divine. And to show mankind the path also, how to manifest that divinity in every movement of life. Now, what is this divinity? What he means by divinity? In one place, Swamiji says that whenever you find in some man some noble qualities, you will know that that noble quality is the outcome of inherent divinity. That means by divinity, inherent divinity, potential divinity, Swamiji means that all the positive qualities at their best. All the positive qualities at their best. And whatever we do or think, I may not be spiritual, I may not believe in religion, but we cannot but act or think in spiritual way. Because it is truth, just as gravitation. Gravitation is a physical truth. You cannot ignore it. Small kids, some child, they do not, children, they do not know of gravitation. But for that, it is not so that gravitation is not working on them. They will fall. Gravitation will not do any exemption for them because they do not know about gravitation. Sometimes you know, but you become careless. So gravitation works only. So this is truth is so much compelling that you cannot ignore it. This is the truth that you are divine. You are divine. So every thought and every deed matters. Whenever you think any good thought, suppose you think you are thinking of, you are not doing, you are thinking of helping somebody, your divinity is awakened. Then the next day, you really do the help, really help him. Previous day, you have planned of helping somebody, and the next day, you have really helped it, so the divinity has awakened more. But immediately after a few days, or you did some bad thing, you become egoistic that you have done so much help to so many people, then your divinity comes down. That means your every deed, every action, every thought also, every thought, every deed matters for awakening of divinity. So this is the way. I am divine, but I am not only divine. You are also divine. It is not so that I am only divine and others are all human beings. I am divine, you are also divine. So the truth is this, that oneness and divinity. I have a divine identity, and in that divine identity, I am one with all. So divine oneness, that is the spiritual truth. And on the basis of this spiritual truth, future society has to be built. And regarding this truth, Swamiji says that truth does not pay homage to any society. This truth is not subservient to society. Society has to be subservient to this truth. The society that will accommodate this, that society will get us. So, if we want to follow Swamiji, we have to be this thing. That is why in our monastic order, sadhus with the monks are advised to do so. That you meditate, you do your spiritual practice, individual spiritual practice, by that your divinity is awakened. And as you are interacting with the external world, you maintain an attitude of help and service. You serve them. you behave with them well. So meditation and service, by these two, applying these two, we can become, as we say, that excel in human qualities. I'll read out to you a few very inspiring words of Swamiji. You will understand that these are applicable to all, irrespective of any religion, race, or country. So Swamiji says, 3 things are necessary for every individual and for every nation to be great. 3 things are necessary for every individual and for every nation to be great. First, conviction of the power of goodness. Second, absence of jealousy and suspicion. And third, to help those who are trying to be and who are trying to do good. Then, truth, purity, and unselfishness. Truth, purity, and unselfishness. These are the key to success. Equipped with this, one individual can face the whole universe in opposition. There is no power in heaven and earth to crush the possessor thereof. Unselfishness is more paying. Only people do not have enough patience to practice it. These are all spiritual qualities. On the basis of these spiritual qualities only, human society is to be formed. These spiritual qualities, spiritual truths should be kept intact. Along with that, all the positive things of modernity to be added. Life is short, vanities of the earth are transient, but they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. And Swamiji, for our nation, he said this, that unless we pay equal attention to masses and women, our country cannot progress. Though addressed to our country, India, it is applicable to every country. And this is very interesting. Long back, Swamiji paid more, stressed, Swamiji valued the woman power more than the male power. He said to Sister Nivedita, if 500 women engage themselves in the task of country's progress, if 500 males engage themselves in the task of country's progress, it may take 50 years. But with as many women, it will be achieved in 7 days only. So more attention. Everything is for Swamiji. Everything is for entire humankind. Whatever Swamiji said, still Swamiji had this partiality for the women folk. So with these few words, I conclude. Thank you all.
I'm sure you'll agree that we shall all be returning home much more enlightened. Swamiji was strength personified, Swamiji was love personified. And as revered Swami Vallabhadranandaji said, truth does not have to be subservient to society. Society has to be subservient to truth. Thank you very much, Swamiji, for those enlightening words this evening. And as I said, we should all be returning home as much better human beings. It now gives me great pleasure, on behalf of Vivekananda Human Center, to show our appreciation to you, Swamiji, and we shall be extremely glad if you accept a bouquet of flowers as our appreciation for your presence with us this evening. We also have Swami Sarvastanandaji Maharaj on stage. Maharaj will be giving another bouquet to the Mayor of Camden. A mark of appreciation to Mr. Gary Thompson, to Mr. Leon Silver, and the youngest speaker on stage, Dr. Monica Shen.